My name is Bill Morris. I'm CEO of Blue Star Recyclers.
My name is Andy O'Leary. I'm Vice President at Blue Star Recyclers. My primary position is to manage all of our material processing, so making sure that it's separated in a safe manner and making sure that we vet anybody that we're sending it to for processing.
We're one of the industries in the United States that has no regulation. There is some registration required at the state level. We're a registered large handler of universal waste, which is what electronics falls under. It's a solid waste category.
So in the absence of regulation, the temptation is to steal the things that have value, maximize your profit, and to dump or export the things that don't have value. Having an understanding of kind of what those different components are, what does have a negative value versus what has a positive value, we can make a pretty quick assumption about what our downstream processor is going to be doing with that material.
If we were starting this business with the wrong motive, we could make a lot of money if our interest was to scour and scavenge commodities out of the electronics and then just simply dump the rest either in landfills or send it abroad.
It's really on the recycler to show due diligence in making sure that they're vetting their processor. It's not enough just to not ask questions. You have to really take the extra step of kind of going out, visiting that recycler, finding out exactly what their downstream is going to be, and make sure that you have 100% certainty of what's going to happen to that material once it leaves your doors.
There is no formula that supports ethical processing of electronics that's free. Because there is a cost to ethically process some materials, someone has to pick up that tab. Now, we have events twice a year that are subsidized by either manufacturers or by national processors getting subsidies from manufacturers. So we can offer that, but without that subsidy, a free recycling event or a recycler who's taking material for free has to be scavenging the commodity materials that have value and throwing away the rest that doesn't have value. And that's what creates the environmental damage.
If you YouTube gold from circuit boards, you'll get dozens of videos of these backyard smelters trying to get gold out. The only way that you can make money at this is to be damaging the environment and damaging the people that are doing that processing.
Early on, probably in our first year of operation, we had a group of commodity scavengers coming by with a pretty large wad of $100 bills, and they were looking to purchase our highest grade materials, which are our processor chips, our memory chips, and then our high grade circuit boards. And we were really in a cash crunch at that time, and I wasn't all that aware of some of the negative outcomes from selling that material to those folks. And so my initial thought was, well, we need the money and we needed it bad to cover payroll, so I told them to come back and make us an offer.
And the principle is the same. We have to ask questions. We have to know, okay, if you're paying me for that unit, how are you paying your costs? And the most likely answer is going to be some kind of dumping.
And after talking to our materials processing director, he reminded me that these folks didn't have the certification to process the material ethically, and that environmentally it would cause damage if we sold the material to the wrong people.
There's a lot of opportunities that are most likely on the up and up, but we just, because we can't show exactly what's going to happen when it leaves our doors, we have to walk away from it.
We didn't start life to make a profit. It was easier for us to say we have to be as squeaky ethically as we do socially. If our mission is going to help create jobs for adults with disabilities, then we have to have a environmental approach that's beyond reproach.
If we take a shortcut, if we just don't ask the questions, if we look the other way, we're jeopardizing our social mission. That can come back and jeopardize the jobs for our guys. So that's the lens that I use.
If you look at what's produced the most harm in our industry with recyclers, when they make one bad decision and that event gets covered by the media or they get caught for it, it makes it very difficult for the public to trust that recycler ever again. So we have to be hyper vigilant not to make one bad move or sell even a small amount of material to the wrong place, because if it ends up being found that it was dumped abroad or something, then the public just can't trust us anymore.
When you're looking at a warehouse full of TVs and monitors, knowing that it's a liability, that we're going to have to pay to get those processed, it's difficult when you get those calls saying, hey, I'll pay $1 a TV. That would be a very easy solution for us financially. But long term, that's not going to help us. That's not going to make us sustainable, because ultimately the public is going to catch up. They're going to become more cognizant of some of the poor practices in this industry, and it's literally a line in the sand, and we have to make sure that we're with the good guys.